Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name's Kat and welcome to Disney's Pop Century Resort. This is a value resort, which means it's one of the most affordable here at Walt Disney World, on Walt Disney World property that is, and it's also located on the Skyliner route, which means it's in a fantastic location. In fact, a location that many people really want to stay in because of the ease when it comes to moving around Walt Disney World with the Disney Skyliner. Of course, we'll talk more about that later, but today I want to focus a little bit on taking a look around this room. We're currently located in the 50 section of the resort on the third floor in room 1360, but of course all the rooms basically look the same here at this resort. Nonetheless, let's take a look around, see what it has to offer, and make sure you're keeping an eye out while we do. Tell me some of the things you like and don't like about this room in the comment section. All right, let's turn you around and see what this room's got. Now, the first thing you'll notice when you step into this room is that it is rather small. It's about 260 square feet, which isn't the biggest room we've ever stayed in, but it's pretty standard in terms of hotel room size. Of course, this is a value resort. This isn't a suite of any kind, so the idea is being budget friendly and giving you a place to stay while here at Walt Disney World. It doesn't have a ton of amenities, a ton of luxuries in this room, but it still has quite a bit to offer. So let's start by turning this direction. As you can see, there are two beds in this room. There's a Murphy bed, which is queen sized. It's currently folded up right now. We will take that down here later. And then of course there is the queen size bed. Both of these are side by side. Now, most rooms here at Pop Century are going to have this sleeping configuration. There are a few exceptions, specifically if you request a king bed. That is available upon request. It is limited. It is only available upon request. So if you're not asking for it, this is what you're going to end up with. Now, if we start here right off of the entrance, you'll see that we do have either a nightstand or a little bit of a command center. This does have the ability to charge some electronic devices right there, and it does have this open space where you can store a few things. I do like that there isn't a door here so that you won't leave anything behind. It's also open under here, so you could definitely tuck some things back there as well. That is great, and we are going to see that elsewhere in the room too. Here we have that Murphy bed folded up currently, and you will notice that we do get a table and chairs with this. I do like this, but it isn't that big. We only have the two chairs. So if you are going to be staying here with a family of four, there's nowhere else for the other two people to sit other than on the bed itself. Now, I don't know that I would describe this as a problem, especially in this room. This room isn't really equipped for hanging out and eating meals like some other rooms that have a kitchenette and a full table would be equipped for. There's no microwave in here, for example. So I think that this is a good place to maybe sit down, organize some of your finances, get your plan for the day ready to go before heading out the door. I wouldn't count on this as being like a kitchen dining area. Although, you know, it could work. Just depends on your style. Anyway, let's move over here to the space between the two beds. Now we'll talk a little bit more about the space once the bed has been folded down, but for now I want to take a look at this second nightstand that we have here. Again, we have the ability to charge some electronic devices. There is a phone right here, and then we do have another storage space down here and space below to tuck some things as well. You can definitely tell that this isn't very big of a space, which means I think we're gonna have some problems here when it comes to kind of getting in and out of bed. Now, speaking of the bed, this is the queen size bed for the room. You'll notice it's standard, just like every other bed at Walt Disney World right now. Plenty of pillows on that bed, which is always good, but there's nothing decorative about it. It's just this white bedding. So not much to say there. And then of course we do have this kind of pop art version of Mickey over the bed and another nightstand on this side. A little bit bigger than the other one. Storage space there, and of course some space below, and charging capabilities on this nightstand too. So there is some space there. Not a lot of space between the bed and the wall. It's not the worst that I've ever seen, but it's certainly not the best. I never have a good way to show this to you. And I'm working on that, trying to figure it out. But as you can see, I'm kind of standing in that space right now. My leg is pushed up against the bed and my shoulder, as you can see, is pushed up against the wall. So not a ton of space in this room on either side of the bed. That's something that I think is worth noting, something for you to take into consideration. Now, before we move into the bathroom section, let's go back to the front of the room. You'll see the window there. Of course, excuse my stuff there on the floor. We have a little coffee bar over here, which I think is pretty nifty. So it's not huge, but it is a good place to store stuff, maybe some snacks that you bring with you. There is a coffee maker in this room, as you can see. It does have like, I don't know what style of coffee maker this is, but it does have like individual little packets that you use in that coffee maker. Of course, this is the selection that they currently have available. Let's see right here. This is our decaf blend here. I think that's the 50th anniversary one. And this is just the standard resort blend. So maybe some leftover, maybe some new stuff. There's some tea as well. There's a drawer here too. Doesn't have anything in it, but I honestly don't know what you would put in here. Maybe a place to tuck away a laptop or something so that you can keep it out of the way. It's the best I got. Then we have a beverage cooler. This is definitely just a beverage cooler, not a refrigerator. It's gonna do the job, but it's definitely not that big. Just keep that in mind. Next up, we have this space here, which has a presumably trash and recycling bin. Now this space right here catches my eye because it is plenty of space to put some sort of mobility device or stroller or something. There's even a plug right there. So if you need to charge an electric scooter that you've rented and you're bringing to your resort, you have the space for that. And there is plenty of space to tuck it away right here. Of course, it is going to depend on the size, make, and model of your electric scooter, but even if you were to pull it in kind of at an angle, you could tuck it over here. There's also space to tuck it over here inside the door by the window. So I like that. That is definitely a good thing for this room. And of course, we've got that big television there, but let's focus some attention on this dresser. Now, I do like that there is a nice big dresser in this room. Of course, there's plenty of space on this top for all of your necessities, maybe to put your backpacks for the day once you get back to the room. There are some charging ports over here. I do want to note that we do have a variety of different charging ports here, which I do think is a good thing. I know there are so many people out there who are trying to make everything they bring on vacation fit into a smaller and smaller bag. So this eliminates the need for some of those bricks. Of course, I recommend bringing a couple of them with you anyway, but if you happen to lose one or something happens to it, you do have a variety of options available to you. So that's fantastic. Now let's take a closer look at the storage options here. First, with this cabinet. Ooh, it's a little bit creaky, a little bit loud. That's all right. Okay. So we do have this kind of shoebox sized space over here, some space down here, and then it looks like we have a safe. I don't know how big this is. Let's see if I can get it to open. Oh wow, I stand corrected. That is fairly large. You could definitely fit quite a bit in here. So that's great. I do love that it is a digital lock versus a key. That's always a good way to make sure that you don't lose the key and run yourself into problems. Then we have drawers over here, which are pretty big. So there is lots of space to tuck away all of the stuff that you have brought with you on vacation. This is really important when we're looking at rooms like this because they don't have the square footage of some other rooms, but they do still provide you with plenty of places to put your stuff. If you have more places to put your stuff and more places where you can tuck your stuff away, your room will feel less crowded and you'll be less stressed. So That's an important detail that is available in this room, and it's available in a lot more Walt Disney World hotel rooms as they upgrade some of them, including this feature that I want to take a look at real quick. Yes, I know we're looking at the bed again, but we're actually going to get down and look underneath the bed, and you will see that it is open under there, which means plenty of space to tuck away luggage, which, let's be honest, always takes up so much room in a hotel room. It can really make the space seem more cramped. So having a place to tuck that away under the bed saves a ton of space, makes the room feel more spacious. Now right here on the other side of this dresser, you'll see that there is another space. This could be another space where you could tuck away a mobility device or stroller. Again, there is an outlet over here, so it seems like the space was left available for just that purpose. And then up here we have a bit of a coat rack so you can hang a few things. But finally, let's move our way into the little bathroom. So this is going to be kind of a standard configuration for rooms at Walt Disney World, with the bathroom here in the back. And as you'll see, there's an open space with the sink where you can get ready. And then over here is the actual shower and toilet room. So this is like the bathroom, and then we have like this vanity area. So let's take a look at this vanity area first. You'll see that we do have a closet here, so another place to tuck things away, plenty of hangers, and there are some spaces down there to tuck some more things away. We do have our ironing board and more storage available on this side of the sink. So lots of space down here to tuck some stuff away. And then up here as well, we have some extra toilet paper, some face cloths, and in this cabinet, we have some amenities as well. Also, these are quiet clothes, which is nice because you're gonna eliminate that banging from other rooms, which is great. Now we have some more storage up here, so you can tuck some things away, medicine and whatnot, far above a kiddo's reach, so that's great. Then we have the mirror, which is very bright, perfect for doing makeup or whatnot, and our sink. I also want to note that we do have space on this side of the sink as well, but it is a little cramped in here, so it's not like you could use this to prep yourself. I mean, I suppose you could, but it's not really ideal. Here is the sink, and again, more storage under the sink and even down by the floor. So perfect place to tuck your dirty laundry, if you ask me. We do have some soap. Use it while you can. And then here we have a makeup mirror. In the last room we stayed in, this makeup mirror had seen better days. This one looks like it's in great shape. It's not falling off the wall, which is wonderful. Hi again. So that's good. I do appreciate that. And then finally, here we have the bathroom. So if we step in, you will see the toilet right there, trash can, some towels. The ceiling is rather low in here, but it doesn't really feel cramped, at least not to me. This room does have a tub, and it has sliding glass door as opposed to a shower curtain, which is pretty. It makes this room feel more open, at least in my opinion. But what is that I see? Holy moly. Is that a rainfall shower head? Certainly is. Oh goodness, is this a great feature of this room. I haven't seen this in a room in quite some time. This hasn't even made its way all the way to the deluxe resorts yet. There are some where you will find it, but not everywhere. I love this shower head. I have used this shower head in other rooms. It's great. I do like that they have this handheld bit so that you can hose off your little ones. Makes things a lot easier, especially in a shower that has a rigid door like this, because I know it's not easy for all parents. Of course, let's look through and see what we got here. We do have a place to put our stuff and our wall-mounted amenities right there. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've seen cleaner tubs feel like this one looks a little worse for wear. It's definitely clean. You can smell the bleach. They have bleached it, but it seems like because it's got this anti-slip stuff, it doesn't look quite white. I know that's just me. Worth noting in my opinion. Of course, every room is going to be a little bit different. So that is what the shower looks like. And then over here we have a towel rack, another towel rack, and another place to hang whatever it is you'd like to hang. Now this bathroom does have a sliding door. In fact, this bathroom as well as the exterior room has a sliding door. So let's go ahead and close that real quick. It's kind of tough to close, a little heavy. I will say with it closed, this doesn't feel small or cramped, and I even have this shower door closed, so it feels like a good amount of space. It doesn't feel like you're shoved into a too tight space to take a shower or even to dry off and get dressed. You could definitely do that in here. But of course we have another door that we can close, so let's step out there and do just that. Now this door leads out to the main part of the room, but it's nice to close so you have some privacy if you want to get changed, if you want a little bit more space to get changed. Again, quiet close. I don't know if you heard it, I didn't, because it closes nice and quiet. That is so nice because some of these hotels, you'll have these sliding doors and you can hear the bang from other rooms closing the door, especially late at night when you're coming home from wherever it is that you work. Don't forget, sometimes of the year you can be at the parks until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So having this be quiet, so when you come into your room, you can still shower and do everything you want to do, is really nice for other guests. But it's also really nice if you have kids that are staying with you. You can move about in this area without worrying about waking them up. So that's really great. Of course, if we close this, we have another mirror. And I do want to take a second to talk about the space in here. It does feel pretty spacious. It is small and it's a little warm in here because there isn't an air conditioning vent right in this space, but it'll do the job. It's fine. And it does cool off the second you open this door back up. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. It's a little tough though, I will admit. So I think that is about it. Of course, we want to take a look at the view that we have from this room, and it's not much. Theming element blocking our way, but that's all right. We also have the trees out here, which I do think is nice. So even though we are looking out over the parking lot, which you can kind of see that way, it doesn't look like we're looking at a parking lot, which is something I prefer when I'm staying at a Walt Disney World Resort Hotel. I know everyone has a different style, they prefer different things, but I would rather not look out over a parking lot, and we're not in this room, even though we technically are. Anyway, before I leave you, let's take a second and pull down this Murphy bed, see what's back here. Of course, I did move the chairs. You saw the spaces where we could tuck the chairs away, pretty much anywhere that we could tuck away a mobility device or a stroller. So there are places to put these chairs. Unfortunately, they do not stack. So just gonna have to find a place to put them both. But here we go. There is our bed, our second bed. Of course, we have some really adorable pop art there. There is a button right here that will turn on the light. So there is a light there as well. Again, this is a queen size bed, so plenty of space to share with this bed. I do want to take a second though and show you the space between the two beds right here. Not much. Now, because we're not up against a wall, there is enough space to kind of get in and out of bed, but you can see there's not a ton. So that's just something that I think is worth noting. I also think that this bed is pretty loud to put down and pull up. So that's something to just be aware of. I don't know if it matters much to you, but if you have someone who's going to be going to bed early, maybe make sure that you have the bed pulled down and ready to go. One last look though at this room. Of course, I didn't tuck the chairs away, I just kind of set them there, but there is still a good amount of room in this room with this bed down, although it does make it significantly smaller. I do think that it is a great option to have this as a Murphy bed, so you can put it up and down, especially because it is quite the small room with this bed down. It would be a little tight if it was just a standard bed. Of course, we always love to hear what you have to say, and make sure that you're keeping an eye out for a review of this room so you have an idea of what we think after having stayed here. But I think that's all for now. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me and take a look at this room. I'm gonna get my bags unpacked and get ready to grab some food because they have some delicious offerings here. Of course, I'm gonna take you with me. We'll talk more about that some other time, so don't miss it. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.